To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. Gotta go to the Department of Motor Vehicles tomorrow. And we're gonna get our license renewed. Carolyn's gonna get hers renewed. I'm gonna get mine renewed. Hers is next month. Mine's a couple months away, but I can do it 6 months in advance. So just go and get it done and get it over with. Oh. You know, I've been talking about how happy I am. I'm just so happy a lot, and I really am. I really enjoy this place, but I'm not happy about tomorrow. I was sent an article by one of my subscribers. He's been with us for a very long time. His name's John, and at first, I thought, way to go, John, that's a great article. But the more I thought about the article, the more I thought, man, it's just scientists being scientists again, trying to convince you that what they're saying is true, even though it's hogwash. So what the article says is, if you focus on a specific thing, that thing will come true. So if you focus on being unhappy, you will be unhappy. The converse is true also. If you focus on being happy, you'll be happy. Now, I've heard this quote before: wherever you're at, there you are, indicating that no matter where you go, if you're an unhappy person, you're going to be unhappy doing that. And initially, I kind of believed that. For a long time, I believed that. However, I can honestly say that I hated the nomadic lifestyle. You know, this is supposed to be where the dreams come true. Living the dream, man! I heard that so many times. You're living a dream! I envy you! And I thought, man, they've got you fooled. And so I began to think maybe I was just an unhappy person. Maybe wherever I'm at, there I am. Because prior to that, I wasn't very happy. You know, I had this very stressful job. Oh, it was so stressful. And when I got out of the job, it took me a long time to wind down and unknot myself. And the nomadic lifestyle did that for me. It did. I was able to calm down a little bit, but once I got to a certain level, it just flatlined, and it wasn't happy. Now I'm happy. And I said this in a previous video. There's happiness and then there's unhappiness. So a lot of people feel like if they don't have negative emotions, that means they're happy. But that's not true. Happiness is a whole different level than not having negative emotions. Happy means you're happy, not that I'm just not sad. And so when I was in the nomadic lifestyle, I was still unhappy or had more negative feelings, I guess, than positive feelings. But here, it's just all positive feelings. So the article went on to say that they try to make a comparison to say that when you're in a crowded room and everybody's talking, that if you don't focus in on one particular conversation, all you hear is just background noise. And so you really got to pay attention to the person you're talking to real closely. And so this article is saying the same thing happens with your emotions. Essentially saying that there's all kinds of information coming at you. Good information, bad information, mediocre information, news, world events, family life, the whole thing. And that if you focus in on all the negatives, you're going to find negatives. If you want to be unhappy, you're going to find reasons to be unhappy. You're going to focus in on all of these negative things, and that's going to make you unhappy. However, if you focus in on all the positive things, and you really focus in on that, it's going to make you happy. And like I said, I was okay with this article at first, but then I really got to thinking about the article, and I thought, no, that's not true. Because essentially what the article was saying was I was wrong, that I could have been happy in the nomadic lifestyle. All I had to do was focus on the positives. It really started to question my thoughts on happiness and why I'm happy and why I wasn't. And so here's an example. Actually, I have several. I was in a relationship. I don't want to get into specifics. And for 14 years, I really thought I was happy. Tried to convince myself every day I was happy. But subconsciously, I think I knew I wasn't. Everybody I met, at work or different things, pretty much told me I wasn't happy, that this is not a normal relationship. There's a problem with your relationship. But I really felt like I should have been happy. But after the relationship broke up and I started meeting new people and eventually met Carolyn, there was a lot wrong with this relationship. And I was quite miserable. I had actually changed my well-being, my thoughts of happiness and what my requirements were in life. It was a toxic relationship that I was trying to focus in on all the good things about it, even though there was a ton of bad things. It was really, I think, unhealthy for me. Which brings me to another subject. If you're in a relationship and it's physically harmful, I can't use the word because as soon as I do, they'll demonetize it. But if you're being physically harmed in this relationship, if this article is true, essentially all you have to do is focus in on the positives of this relationship. Oh, he's a nice guy when he's not drinking. And so you convince yourself you're happy. Oh, of course I'm happy. I'm looking at all the positive things. But deep down, you know that's not true. You know there's a problem. And as soon as you get out of that relationship, all of a sudden now you can start to find your happiness. You can start to heal and look at things in a better light. But according to the scientists, all you got to do is focus on the positive. And that's where I started to really think, okay, this article is nonsense. I got to thinking about this quote, wherever you're at, there you are. That's nonsense too. Basically what this quote should say is, wherever they are at, there they are. My meaning is the more I think about this happiness thing, it seems to me that people are the reason people are unhappy. I was talking to Carolyn about this video idea this morning, and we were talking about the nomadic lifestyle. And I listened in on why she wasn't happy. I asked her, what was it that you were unhappy about in the nomadic lifestyle that makes you happy here? What's the difference? And she said, and she just started rattling off different things. She says, you know, things were pretty good in the beginning, and when we found a campsite, it was remote and everything was great. But then we started running into campsites where, you know, people would just take up half your campsite. And I made a video about this a long time ago. You know, a group of people just parked right next to us. I mean, we couldn't get out. If we wanted to leave our campsite, we couldn't move the camper because their vehicles were in the way. And then she says, and then we went to that one place. We ran into that group of people that were partying all night and couldn't sleep for the 2 weeks we were there. And I said, so essentially, the reason you didn't like the nomadic lifestyle is because of people. And she looked and thought, yeah, that's it, people. People are the reason I think that we are an unhappy society. If you really think about what's going on, we turn on the news. We got 24-hour information about everything negative going on the planet. Hardly ever is there a good, positive, wow story. Rarely is there a good story. Carolyn and I are very happy. We don't have to run into people. We don't have to talk to people. Of course, we got to go to DMV, and you know, all of a sudden our spirits are diced. Like, oh, dreading tomorrow. I said in a previous video, you know, if I want to become an unhappy person, all I got to do is go and read the comment section in my videos or on Facebook. I can instantly become unhappy. So now the question came to, am I finding reasons to be unhappy when I look at people? Because it says wherever you're at, there you are. So, you know, Rob, you're focusing on the negatives when it comes to people. And I agree, there are positive people out there. I'm sure there are. 90% of my comments are just hate-filled comments. They're just terrible comments. So that leaves about the 10% that are good. So yeah, I do. That's the thing is I do. I focus in on those comments the best I can. I approve those comments and I try to reply to the ones that I can when I have time. So yes, I do focus in on it. But when I walk away from the computer, I'm like, that guy. So is it me focusing or is it just people trying to stir up negative emotions? And I think what has happened to our society is that we have started to try to make each other angry. I watched this movie. It was made back in the 60s. And some catastrophic event was getting ready to happen. But the thing about the movie, the whole movie, was everybody was polite to each other. Yes, sir, Mr., Mrs. You watch The Twilight Zone back there in the 60s. Same thing, cordial information, just happy. But today you watch TV and they're all rude to each other. People are just rude to each other. You don't get the howdy, how are you? So I think this article was a lie. I think they made it up to convince people to be happy. I think we're getting into a society where we have to tell people they have to be happy with negative feelings. And I think this is what this article did. It's trying to convince you to be happy, even though there's little to be happy about. when they're trying to force all this stuff on you, when you're trying to shove dirt down a person's mouth. Be happy, be happy. Here's how you be happy, while they're trying to shove it down your mouth. So what I'm saying is independence. We all talk about independence. We dream about, I would imagine a lot of people are watching this video dreaming of living off-grid and away from society. And man, and you see memes on Facebook. Would you give up TV or internet for a month to live out here in the woods in this little cabin? And everybody's like, yeah, and you see all the little thumbs up and a happy face. People don't dream of going out in a big group of people and socializing. That's not the dream. Yet that's what we're convinced that we have to be happy with. So no, I don't think it's wherever you're at, there you are. I think you can go to a place to be happy, even if you're not happy now. I think it's more wherever they're at, there they are. So I hope I can help you find your happiness. Thanks for watching.